So tonight we have our shared decision-making reports. So first up will be Parkville. Dara Gelb, Daria Gold, and Laura De Los Rios, please.
Good evening, President Talk, members of the board, Dr. Bossert, central office administrators, and honored guests. As always, just briefly, we want to give a special shout out to our principal, Ms. Bell. Not only will she be receiving a special and well-deserved honor later this evening, we want to recognize her outstanding dedication and commitment to supporting our shared decision-making goals, as she consistently goes above and beyond to ensure everyone feels heard, valued, and empowered. Her presence and reliability and care help to make a lasting impact on everything we strive to do. So thank you so much. This year, the goal that we wanted to focus on is our school taking part in the worldwide celebration, highlighting the power and the importance of play. On February 1st, on the Global Day of Play, this special event at our school offered students a joyful opportunity to connect, imagine, and collaborate in new and meaningful ways. Throughout the day, students rotated through a variety of engaging stations designed to support their developmental, social, and creative growth. Activities included games that explored emotions and teamwork led by our school psychologists, calming yoga sessions led by our social worker and other members of our committee, and energizing movement and music experiences, and even a STEAM station led by our Parkville technology experts. These hands-on experiences encourage students to think critically, express themselves creatively, and build relationships with peers. As Fred Rogers once said, play is really the work of childhood. In addition to these interactive stations, students also enjoyed extra recess time, played traditional board games to continue to tie in our Unplugged to Reconnect initiative, and participated in community building activities within their classroom. The day was truly filled with mindfulness, discovery, and lots of laughter.
To make the celebration even more special, students were encouraged to dress for play and to bring a favorite toy from home to share with friends. These playful moments sparked reflection and conversation, helping our learners appreciate the many ways that play enhances our lives. This exciting day of play also inspired a fresh approach to our annual field day, which this year became a full-day celebration of active fun and joyful exploration, unlike anything we've done in the past. We are proud to be part of a global movement that recognizes play as an essential part of learning and growth. Thank you for your continued support as we work together to create meaningful, enriching experience for all students.
Thank you.
Next, from E.M. Baker, we have Kathleen Murtaugh and Ali Saperstein.
Good evening, members of the Board of Education, Superintendent Dr. Bossert, administrators, teachers, parents, and students. I am Ali Saperstein, the parent co-chair, and I'm joined by Kathleen Murtaugh, the teacher co-chair, and we are grateful to present the primary accomplishments of the 2024-2025 Shared Decision-Making Committee of the E.M. Baker School. The primary goal for this year was to cultivate a school-wide culture of student responsibility and citizenship. Opportunities to practice leadership, communication, teamwork, and problem-solving skills were woven into students' learning communities through daily routines and special projects throughout the academic year. Here we highlight several specific examples. First, in honor of Martin Luther King Jr. Day, students and their families were surveyed to brainstorm words and phrases associated with leadership. Survey questions included, what do you think makes someone a good leader? And in what ways can you be a good leader at school and at home? Here are a few responses collected from students across all grade levels. Someone who is an upstander. A good leader is kind and helpful to others. I can be a good leader by setting good examples in front of younger kids. Keywords and phrases were aggregated to create a word cloud, which is currently displayed in the main hallway at E.M. Baker School. Photos of students showcasing their leadership skills during activities throughout the year are posted next to the word cloud. Second, the Shared Decision-Making Committee continued its ongoing partnership with the Parkville School, bringing fifth grade students together with their younger buddies through reading, artwork, and play. In this experience, fifth graders were elevated to the position of role model, with opportunities to practice and demonstrate effective listening, cooperation, and social skills. While the Parkville partnership is not itself new, the explicit emphasis on modeling and leadership discussed before, during, and after each visit linked this initiative to the SDMC goal. Further, as an expansion of this initiative for this academic year, 2 groups of fifth graders volunteered to prepare and deliver PowerPoint presentations to our committee, summarizing visit activities and how their learning experiences supported their practice of teamwork, leadership, communication, and problem solving. In presenting to the committee, these students demonstrated many of the qualities of effective leadership, thereby preparing them for roles beyond E.M. Baker School.
Throughout the year, students displaying leadership qualities through acts of kindness in the school and the community were recognized through certificates which named each as a Baker Ambassador. The Baker Ambassadors program promotes public recognition that there are a multitude of ways to show leadership and that all students have the capacity to lead through kindness, helping others, and creating a positive learning environment for all E.M. Baker students, teachers, and staff. On February 5th, we also participated in our first Global Day of Play, a movement that lets children explore their creativity, problem-solving skills, and social interactions in an unstructured and spontaneous environment. In the first of what we hope to be many, students were given the opportunity for unstructured, student-driven play for a full school day. The students engaged in play spaces around the school, in the classroom, and outdoors. During this time, they created their own games and independently navigated social situations. The Global Day of Play not only created opportunities for screen-free interactions, it also promoted leadership opportunities. Teachers took a step back and the students stepped up. Our goals for the 2024-2025 year integrated initiative, included the Parkville Partnerships, the E.M. Baker Community Garden, Careers, Hobbies, and Talents Week, with new themes and events which altogether promote pride and belonging in our school community through leadership and kindness. Thank you.
Next, from JFK, Stacy Grimm and Dan Rad.
Thank you and good evening to the Board of Education, Dr. Bossert, esteemed colleagues, administrators, parents, and students. I'd like to start by thanking my co-chair, Mr. Dan Rad, and the committee, and to Ron and Iway for their unwavering support throughout the year. Thank you, Dan. Thank you. The one area we chose to focus on for our presentation tonight was our first ever Shared Decision-Making Committee book club, and how it led to a meaningful school-wide community challenge centered on mental wellness. The book club gave us a space to reflect and talk honestly. It began with a powerful recommendation from Dr. Bossert at our fall shared decision-making training. I came back from that evening and immediately asked Ron the next day if we could host our own book club with Shared Decision-Making Committee. Of course, he was all for it, and our first book club began. We read The Anxious Generation by Jonathan Haidt. We had a nice mix of parents and teachers join initially, and as the year went on, more people asked to join us in our discussions. For those of you that don't know, the book dives into how smartphones and social media are shaping today's youth, impacting everything from their focus to their ability to connect with others. This book also tied directly into our book from our annual shared decision-making training in March, Disconnected, when we had our guest author, Tom Kirsting. So it was a perfect segue. Our discussions were incredibly thoughtful. We had some major takeaways, like when kids have less time online and more time connecting in person, they thrive. We also acknowledged how screen overuse contributes to anxiety, sleep problems, and attention issues in schools, and even in our own homes within our own families. And there was a real honesty that went on, and it was a real trust for parents to talk about what goes on in their homes and teachers to talk about what goes on in their homes. It was really incredible. I felt that they weren't simply book discussions, but also calls to action. How can we model healthy screen habits? How can we create stronger social emotional supports? How can we help our students feel more connected, grounded, and less overwhelmed? To bring some of our ideas to life, our mental health team launched a screen-free weekend challenge over Memorial Day weekend in connection with May as Mental Health Awareness Month. We invited families to unplug from devices and spend time together without screens. We learned and shared that even a short break from screens can lower stress, improve sleep, boost creativity, help restore relationships between peers, siblings, and parents, and a simple step with a big impact. We look forward to continuing these kinds of initiatives that promote mental health, balance, and connection across our school community, and we're looking forward to next year. Thank you.
Next, from Lakeville, Chrissy Gordon.
Good evening, Dr. Bossert, Board of Ed. A little taller than Ms. Grimm. Good evening, Dr. Bossert, Board of Ed, administrators, teachers, parents, members of the community, and I think I got that all. Thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight on behalf of the Lakeville Shared Decision-Making Committee. This year, our work was guided by a powerful unifying theme, from me to we, making a difference. This theme reflects the belief that personal growth leads to stronger families, communities, and ultimately a more compassionate world. We broke it into 3 parts. I can help myself, I can help my family and community, and I can help others. Each goal of our community's work aligned directly with these ideas. For our first goal, I can help myself, we focused on promoting independence and resilience through the Let Grow initiative. Our aim was to help students and the adults around them understand that growth doesn't come from getting things right the first time. It comes from effort, from making mistakes, and from trying again. We're currently in the planning stage of this initiative, and in the fall, staff will be introduced to Let Grow during our first faculty meeting. Students will participate in personal goal setting and track their progress as they work toward age-appropriate independence. Teachers and families will set goals too, hopefully, modeling that learning and growing never stop. With our second goal, I can help my family and my community, we brought the Wait Until 8th initiative to Lakeville, encouraging families to delay giving smartphones to children until at least 8th grade. The goal isn't just about screen time, it's about protecting childhood, reducing pressure, and strengthening family relationships. To build understanding, we hosted a well-attended event called Connect to Disconnect, during which parents heard from an expert speaker and joined small group discussions on how to support their children without relying on technology. We also launched a WhatsApp group to help families continue the conversation and to support one another, those families that are participating as they move forward. We also had the children meet during this same evening with each other to talk, led by adults, about how they feel about it and what ideas they have to make this work. Our third goal was I can help others. This goal focused on meaningful community service. Each of our 2nd and 4th grade classes, at Lakeville that's a total of 15 classes, visited local senior centers throughout the Great Neck community to engage directly with the residents. We wanted a goal in which they weren't just dropping off and collecting donations. We wanted it to be hands-on. They read stories, played games, crafted together, and truly connected with the seniors. These experiences were deeply moving for both the students and the older adults. It reminded everyone that even small acts of kindness can make a big difference. Through all this, our shared decision-making committee worked to turn the theme from me to we, making a difference, into action. We help students understand that helping yourself builds strength, helping our community builds connection, and helping others builds compassion. That's how we grow not just great students, but great people. Thank you for supporting this work and for helping us build a school culture where everyone, from our youngest learners to our most experienced educators, is growing, helping, and making a difference.
Next from Saddle Rock is Julie Golden.
Good evening. So I am Julie Golden, and this is Dr. Gabriella Duke, and we are the co-chairs for the Shared Decision-Making Committee at Saddle Rock.
And we wanted to thank everyone, Dr. Bosser, President Talk, the entire Board of Education, of course our central administration, fellow Shared Decision-Making Committee chairs and members who are here tonight, as well as all our valued members of our Great Neck community, including faculty, parents, students who've come tonight for many wonderful reasons. And we're really proud to share what our goals and accomplishments have been during the 24 and 25 school year at Saddle Rock through our Shared Decision-Making Committee. And we want to extend a special and well-deserved thanks to our Saddle Rock administrators, Lucy Bradley and Dr. Sarah Goldberg, for their unwavering support and guidance in the execution of our goals, as well as to all of our fellow committee members at Saddle Rock, without whom none of this would be possible.
So our committee is pleased to celebrate some of the initiatives that we are most proud to have accomplished this year in our building through continued focus on our goals of fostering cultural connections, engaging in impactful in-service learning projects, and promoting overall health and well-being. We would like to specifically highlight our efforts towards our goals of combating world hunger and giving back to communities in need.
So one major way that our Saddle Rock students continued their commitment to service learning was by supporting our school's chosen goal of zero hunger, which comes from the UN Sustainable Development Goals. So this goal was selected by our students last year, and we continued with this initiative in the current school year. This initiative focuses on addressing global hunger and food insecurity through meaningful and hands-on activities. So each month our students contributed to St. Aloysius' Interfaith Food Pantry by donating specific and high-demand items that we determined through collaboration with St. Aloysius in terms of what their needs were. One of our major initiatives was in partnership with the Gold Coast Rotary and the Outreach Program, as well as our Saddle Rock PTA. We hosted our second annual food packaging event on February 13th. And at this event, each students work collaboratively to pack and assemble rice and beans meals that are nutritious and include essential vitamins for local communities. Each student played a vital role in packing the meals, scooping, weighing, sealing the bags, packaging them up, making cards for the people who would receive the meals. And together we surpassed our goal by packing over 10,000 meals. Through these efforts, we made a huge impact. The Saddle Rock students not only helped combat hunger in their community today, but they built their foundation of compassion and civic responsibility that will stick with them for generations to come. And actually, after this project, we received a personalized thank you letter from the Henry Viscardi Center in Albertson, New York, which is a service organization for individuals with disabilities, and they were thanking us and sharing how the donated meals directly assisted their population.
Saddle Rock Shared Decision Committee also hosted our 5th annual Great Neck Public Schools Clothing Pantry Winter Coat and Warm Clothing free shopping night in December. The Shared Decision Committee partnered with the SHY organization, and the SHY organization graciously donated a significant amount of the warm winter items distributed to over 100 community members from both the north and south side of town who came to the event. And our Saddle Rock grade levels also supported this special evening with service learning initiatives. 3rd grade held a pajama drive, collecting over 100 brand new children's pajamas. 1st grade collected 477 pairs of new socks. And 4th grade collected and assembled winter care kits with warm hats, gloves, and scarves for our community members. Finally, continuing on the theme of service learning at Saddle Rock through Shared, the Saddle Rock PTA, the Shared Committee, and the Saddle Rock Physical Education Department co-hosted our 2nd annual Jump-a-thon to raise funds for student summer scholarships. Over 100 students participated this year and donated funds, and 35 staff members stepped up to volunteer for this event. The PTA was then able to raise over $2,100 for summer scholarships for students in need.
So we're obviously very proud of all our Shared Decision-Making Committee has accomplished. It could not be done with our whole team at Saddle Rock, and we really look forward to continue to make an impact next year as we continue to co-chair the committee in our building. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Next, from North Middle, Lewis Walls, Joshua Shaw, and Jonathan Corrin.
Good evening, Dr. Bossert, Board of Education, Central Administration, and Great Neck Community.
We would first like to thank you for all the support Great Neck shows to the shared decision-making committees. We wholeheartedly feel that the work we do really does make a difference within our schools and within the Great Neck community at large. My name is Josh Shaw, and I am a 7th grader from North Middle School.
My name is Yoni Korn, and I am a 6th grader from North Middle School.
And my name is Lewis Wallace, and I am a 6th grader from North Middle School. We are here tonight to present to you one of our goals from our shared decision-making committee. At North Middle, which was School Connections, this goal was created by our committee as a way of integrating our school community under a common and unifying identity.
When we started our school year, the committee discussed characteristics that we felt should represent any person who worked or attended school at Great Neck North Middle. We wanted to know what it truly means to be a Blazer.
That's when the shared committee got to work in creating an acrostic poem that represented the letters of our school mascot, the Blazers. Through our meetings, we brainstormed powerful adjectives for each letter of the word Blazers. With careful and deliberate consideration, we came up with a list of 5 adjectives for each letter.
We put the 5 options for each letter out for a vote to all the people at North Middle over the span of 5 weeks at NMS, student body, and faculty completed a Google form with their favorites, having tabulated over 550 votes. The resulting adjectives and school acrostic was unveiled to the school with the help of Mr. Derek and his students on Blazers Live, our school-wide news broadcast of the morning announcements.
The winning adjectives were
B for bold,
L for leaders,
A for adventurous,
Z for zealous,
E for encouraging,
R for respectful,
and S for strong.
The shared committee is looking to build upon the foundation that was established by the voters to bring this acrostic poem to all aspects of North Middle life, with whether it be flashed on the TV screens throughout the building or included cross-mentally by the school. The opportunities for growth are endless.
We would like to thank you for this opportunity to talk to you about the work that we do at North Middle School for the Shared Decision-Making Committee. We appreciate that the work we do is for the greater good of our community.
We feel that it does make our school feel like a home away from home. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, from South Middle, Emma Condello and Tara Wong.
Good evening, Mr. Talk, members of the board, Dr. Boster, Central Office, administrators, teachers, and students. Hi, I'm Tara Wong, and this is Emma, and we're 8th graders at Great Neck South Middle School. Our goal this year was spreading positive vibes throughout the school. We did various activities. One great activity was when we gathered students to brainstorm ways to cope with anxiety. We students face a lot of everyday pressure to do well in academics, to make more friends, even to participate in more activities. We definitely need ways to take a break once in a while. Some of the ideas included deep breathing, taking a walk, reading, cooking, sports, and mindfulness to help relieve stress. We created a digital word cloud and slideshow with all these ideas. The advisory classes were used to discuss anxiety and the cause of it. Finally, the home teachers presented the slideshows with the word cloud to help all students improve their coping skills. Now let's move on to Emma, who's going to speak about her other event.
Thank you, Tara. Our main initiative this year was the Advisory Jar activity, a collaborative project designed to promote mental wellness, spread positive vibes, and provide students with practical tools to manage stress. In their homerooms, students were encouraged to reflect on their own experiences and share effective coping skills, affirmations, and strategies for relieving stress. They wrote these insights on small pieces of paper, which were then collected and placed into jars. These jars were thoughtfully positioned in various accessible and high-traffic locations throughout the school, such as near the cafeterias and in the main hallways, ensuring that all students had easy access to the skills. The intention was to create a supportive environment where students could anonymously receive encouragement and helpful tips from their peers at any time they felt overwhelmed, and could then take it with them or pass it on to a friend. One of the jars we actually have with us here tonight. It will be placed by the exit, so feel free to take a coping skill from the jar as you leave tonight. Thank you.
Next, from North High School, Matthew Blackstone, Russell Cohen, Moji Pormati, and Leslie Benjamin.
Good evening, Dr. Bossert, members of the Board of Education, administrators, faculty, and community members. On behalf of the Shared Decision Committee at Great Neck North High School, I am honored to share reflections on what has truly been a meaningful and successful 24-25 school year. Over the past few years, as Shared Decision Chairs at Great Neck North, Leslie Benjamin and I have worked together to implement new programs that would enhance student experience, foster community engagement, and strengthen our school's commitment to service and leadership. This year, we are very proud to say that many of those initiatives have taken root and have flourished. But one program that we have done stands out: Senior Serve. Senior Serve began as a seed of an idea several years ago by Dr. Holtzman. We knew we wanted to create a culminating experience for our students, something that gave them a chance to give back to the community that raised and nurtured them. The idea took on many shapes over the years. We explored different timelines, different grade levels, service locations, and goals. It has gone through countless iterations. This year, it finally came to life.
On May 29th, nearly every graduating senior took part in our first full-scale Senior Serve Day. It was a powerful, hands-on day of community service where our students gave their time and effort to the very community that supported them throughout their educational journey. It took an extraordinary amount of planning, and we don't say that lightly. Teacher advisors, these guys back here, were instrumental in helping the vision become a reality. Parents Jordana Levine and Nira Nafisi located organizations, made the connections, and got supplies when needed. Their leadership, passion, and logistical coordination were central to the day's success. Together with a dedicated team of educators, counselors, and administrators, parents, and students, we spoke with dozens of charitable organizations across the Great Neck area, and ultimately, we decided that our goal would be to have the Great Neck students work in Great Neck, to leave their mark on the schools, parks, and institutions that shaped their formative years. We assigned groups of 15 to 20 students to different service locations across the community. We secured transportation where needed and recruited teachers and guidance counselors to accompany the students and supervise their work. The day began in the auditorium where Mr. DePaula addressed the students, setting the tone for the day by speaking about the value of service, their transition into adulthood, and the importance of being active, compassionate citizens. Each student received a Senior Serve t-shirt, which helped create a unified sense of purpose and pride. From there, students dispersed to their service sites. Some helped beautify local parks, others worked on projects within our schools, while others gave their time to local charitable projects. A few remained at North High to contribute in ways that also supported the community.
You might not remember this, but the weather posed a bit of a challenge, but not enough to dampen the enthusiasm or the impact of the day. Students adapted with flexibility and heart, and the community responded with immense gratitude. We've received overwhelming positive feedback, not just from students and parents, but from local organizations and community partners who witnessed our seniors in action. There was a palpable sense of pride in the air, pride in what our students accomplished, and pride in the kind of citizens we are sending out into the world. Seniors Serve is more than just a day of service. It's a reflection of our values, a bridge between adolescence and adulthood, and a lasting way to connect our students to their roots before they embark on their next chapter. It is our sincerest hope that Seniors Serve becomes a permanent tradition, an initiative that is embraced, expanded, and celebrated year after year. We believe it deserves to become a cherished part of the fabric of North High.
Hello. Just wanted to add that when we gathered in the auditorium that afternoon, students reflected on their experience, what was most meaningful about it, and then completed a survey. And out of the nearly 150 students who completed the survey, here were a few sentiments shared by students. 1, the most meaningful part of my experience is that I got to visit and chat with elders who we don't usually get to hear from. From this experience, I learned that sometimes it is important, that sometimes it doesn't necessarily take a lot to help someone, but a simple greeting or a conversation can make someone's day and make them feel good about themselves. From another, the friends that I went with are now going to volunteer at Ronald McDonald House during our free time. It was a lot of fun, a great experience to have during the end of our senior year. And from another, from their Saddle Rock experience where I went to, this experience at Saddle Rock for Zaki's Garden was touching, heartfelt, and meaningful. Robin, Zaki's mom, shared his story and showed us the power of kindness and humility. We looked at the rocks that we made in 5th grade, and we took information that Robin told us about Zaki and painted the rocks and planted flowers in honor of him and his character. I loved working together with my peers and teachers to help make the garden look beautiful and exactly how Zach would want it. We made Robin so happy knowing that we were able to honor him and his memory and bring life back into the garden. It was a touching and unique experience that I will take with me for the rest of my life. I definitely recommend this for the years to come.
We wish to thank our parent chairs, Ms. Leslie Benjamin, Ms. Moji Pormarati, Ms. Jordana Levine, and Dr. Nir Nafisi for their tireless efforts and countless hours of work in making this happen. We would like to thank our building administrators and district administration for their support in helping this day come to fruition. We also would like to thank those in the community who helped us by opening their doors to our 12th graders, especially many of the building administrators and chair people for shared decision-making in this room right now. Your graciousness is appreciated, and we look forward to many years of partnership. Thank you.
If we could just say one more thing, this is Moji and my last year in the school, so this is our last meeting. I think I've been on it for 6 to 8 years.
I've been on it for a very long time. You're all very familiar faces.
So I just want to say for me, it's brought me to new faces, new people in the community I would not have been involved with before, and being involved with the schools. I think it's so important for your kids and for your kids to see that. I hope we can get more parents involved, especially with something like Shared. So thank you for bringing this to our district and letting us be a part of this. So I appreciate it.
Goodbye.
And finally, South High School, Christopher Erickson and Erica McDonald.
Good evening, Board of Education, Dr. Bossert, President Talk, our wonderful Great Neck school and local community. We want to thank all of you for an amazing year. My name is Erica McDonald, here with my co-chair, Christopher Erickson. And first, thanks to our shared decision-making parents, teachers, students, and all our committee members. And of course, to our administrative staff, Adam Hopkins, Tom DiPaolo, Mike DiPasquale, and of course, Jerry DiCarlo. We couldn't have done anything without you, so thank you so much. It's been an incredible year of creating traditions and expanding access for all. Thank you.
So a couple of things that we worked on to continue therapy dogs. We brought therapy dogs in to work with the kids. We did a kind of like a cross-pollination of the performing arts with the athletics, with the singing of the national anthem. That was, that was really well received. But I just want to focus on the continued use of the methodized test prep program. So this is a program that is free to all of our students, 9th through 12th grade. and they've answered over 10,000 questions, both in the SATs and the ACTs. This has enabled students that cannot afford test prep to really improve their scores. And a few I just want to mention, students, a little quick survey, there was a few that came in June. They took the SATs and scored a 1,200 and a 1,300, and then just using methodized over the summer, the 1,300 went up to a 1,550 and the 1,200 went up to a 1,400. That enabled them to get into schools they would have not gotten into potentially, and it also created some scholarship that they were able to receive through that. So those are just two individuals that really stood out, but the improvement was across the board. So it's something we're going to continue. Next year, we're hoping to bring it into a in-person classroom experience for those students that really don't work. The methodized test prep program is an online program designed to be used about 20 minutes per day throughout, for as long as you want to work on it. The in-person, some students find, a little bit more conducive to their style of learning. So we're hoping to bring an in-person reduced rate class so that kids who aren't able to afford very expensive test prep will be able to access this. Test prep is unfortunately, it's really an important aspect of increasing those test scores, which have a really lasting impact on students' lives. Thank you.
Ms. Perez?
Thank you. I asked Mr. Talk if I could just make a couple of comments, because I think I'm probably the only one in the room here that served on the very first shared decision-making committee, which was called goal setting at the time in 1983, and how we struggled at that time to bring parents, teachers, administrators, and students together on an equal footing to come to make goals for our buildings and the good of our students. And to listen to all of you tonight and the kinds of subject matter that you're taking on, the initiatives that you're working on with the students, for the community, was just so heartwarming for me, because at one point the different groups couldn't even speak to each other. And to hear you all working together as such wonderful units is really very, very heartwarming. And I thank you all for the work that you've done.
I guess all I'm going to say is that I actually, for all the volunteering I've done, I've never actually participated in shared decision-making. And every year I sit in this Board of Education meeting and I listen to all the participants talk about their experiences during the year, and wish I had done that. I want to thank all the parents, the teachers, administrators who are involved in this. It just sounds like an incredible experience. And I hope that for parents out there that are listening, I hope they listen to Leslie Benjamin, take her advice, and get involved. Because on many, many levels, as you said, it can be extraordinarily rewarding for you and your family and the community as large. So thank you everybody for doing this, and I look forward to next year.
Perhaps, yes. I'd like to echo the sentiments brought forward by members of the board in appreciation of the efforts of the shared. If yours is on, you gotta shut it off. Yeah? I do have some, having worked in a number of places. Shared decision-making process is a state requirement, but the level of fidelity that it's implemented varies from district to district. I haven't seen experience like this or frustrations like this. That's twice, fellas. It's always mine. It's always mine. It's okay. I'll take one for the team. Great Neck implements the philosophy and the collaboration of shared decision unlike other places I have experienced. The level of collaboration between students, faculty, staff, administration to really do something for the full betterment of the building and the community is really something that has been awe-inspiring. Having been able to visit some of the functions that happen within each building personally, including putting on a hairnet unnecessarily at Saddle Rock. I did have to do that to pack food. It's really been heartwarming to see. So I want to thank everyone that's been a part of it, and I want to encourage anyone who's present tonight or watching our live stream that if you haven't taken the opportunity to participate, that it's a wonderful way to get involved in some of the best work taking place within the district. And thank you to you all.
And with that, we will move to the approval of the minutes. So may I have a motion to approve the minutes from the June 4 regular meeting?
So moved.
Any seconds?
Second?
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
The motion passes 5-0. For item 5, communications, there were no board communications received in the last 2 weeks. So with that, I'll turn it over to Dr. Bossert for some recognitions.
Thank you, Mr. Talk, and I will mention, as always, my level of appreciation for the board that gives us this opportunity to recognize each month some outstanding members of the student body, the faculty, the staff, and the community. Tonight, we have the opportunity to recognize an outstanding staff member and some wonderful students. When Councilwoman Liu was elected to represent the town of North Hempstead, she made a commitment to wanting to be involved in our schools and to be present for some of our special occasions. And I have to commend her on, she is here tonight to recognize some outstanding students, but this has to be the 10th or 12th or 15th recognition that you've joined us for. Yeah. So while she won't confess to having a favorite district that she represents, I'm going to guess we're in the top 2. So at this time, for a very special recognition, I'd like to call upon Councilwoman Liu, as well as our Director of Athletics, Mr. David Zwatson.
Good evening, everybody, and thank you for having me here tonight. It is very true, one of the best parts of my job, and I really am very proud of all of our students in our town of North Hempstead, and especially in my district, of course. And one of the best parts of my job is to highlight our students' achievements and accomplishments. And boy, do I come here very often in Great Neck, and that's wonderful, right? From Regeneron semifinalists to finalists to math and science Olympiads to the basketball teams, Go Rebels, okay? So it's just constant, and I love it. And tonight, I get to come and award and highlight the girls' golf team. Amazing. And their fabulous coach. So, I've only been in office for a year and a half, but the girls' golf team has won 6 Nassau County championships, 5 Long Island championships, and 2 second-place titles in the state. So a round of applause. Come on, guys, give it up for this golf team. And special kudos to their coach, Coach Matt Corrigan, who for the last all these titles, I don't know how many years he's been coaching, but for all the years with these title championships, he has been the coach. So I don't know, maybe you want to also coach the boys team, right? That way. But the girls are on a roll, and I don't know how we're going to do this, but I have all of these wonderful proclamations to give out to the students.
Be happy to help.
Oh, okay, wonderful.
Oh, no, I'm
Oh, okay.
I can't beat anything you've said.
No. So we have our proclamation for Coach Matt Corrigan. Tiffany Liu. Megan Liu. Come around, sure. Audrey Gao. Doris Liu. Okay. Leah Huang. Cherry Wang. Alexandra Kielbach. And Vanessa Kielbach. Last but not least, Pei-Shin Law. And so, on behalf of the town of North Hempstead, oh, we have one more. Kaylin Wong, yes. On behalf of the town of North Hempstead, today is a special recognition for the Great Neck girls golf team and their coach. I don't know, 5, 6-time champions. Right here, guys. We'll take a picture together.
Yeah, I'm just going to get out of
All right. Lovely.
Ms. Bowler, did you want the team to stay up front to get a formal picture? That would be wonderful.
You girls make it look too easy. I bet you there are many golfers in here, and they probably would not admit it compared to your numbers and your scores. Okay, so we're going to come up.
Can I ask everybody to look here, please? We're going to take a couple. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
And thank you again, Councilwoman Liu, for always recognizing the outstanding achievement of our students. Would love to point out that this championship team is a unified team, combining athletes from both our North and South campuses, which I like to refer to as the Rebel Blazers. Coin it, write it down, create the logo for me, please. We have another celebrity among us tonight. We have another student who bears wonderful recognition, and the name might be a familiar one, as I believe this is not the first time he's being recognized by the Board of Education. To do so, I see the entirety of the North Middle School administration is here to assist, so I'd like to call upon our principal, Mr. Nelson, and our assistant principals, Ms. Gunning and Ms. Booth.
Sorry. I apologize. I thought I was going to have something here, but nonetheless.
Oh. You do.
Okay, thank you.
I'm just holding it for you.
I could have spoken off the cuff about Brian, but. All right, so we are here to recognize Brian Liu and his incredible, incredible run at the Scripps National Spelling Bee. It's the second time Brian has been there. So, Brian competed at the Scripps National Spelling Bee in 6th grade as well and made a triumphant return this year to Washington, D.C. His path to the Scripps National Spelling Bee began on January 15th when he took first place at the North Middle School Spelling Bee after 22 intense rounds. He then moved on to a regional competition held online where he has secured a spot in the finals and correctly spelled Quetzal after 17 rounds to clinch his place at nationals. At the national competition in Washington, Brian competed successfully through 16 rounds with all of our staff watching, all of our staff following along. Before, unfortunately, misspelling a word, he was assigned in round 17. But this amazing performance landed him tied for 4th place in the United States. And that was after a 23rd place finish in 6th grade. So Brian, you have represented North Middle and the entire Great Neck community beautifully.
To further recognize Brian before we ask him to come up, and I know the councilwoman has a proclamation as well, there is also a donation on the agenda for the board to receive tonight. There was some prize money afforded to Brian because of the outstanding finish that he enjoyed. He has decided to donate a large portion of that prize back to the district to support future students from North Middle School who may also qualify in this competition. They will do so. There is some expense associated with entering and travel and things of that nature, and Brian wanted to donate a good portion of his prize money back to the district to help future students try to achieve similar heights. Brian, we can't thank you enough.
Should I call Brian up? Yeah. Brian, please come up so the councilwoman can read your proclamation.
It's wonderful that we can honor Brian Liu 2 times in a row. Well, not in a row, but 2 times since I've been in office. And exceptional family, exceptional work ethic. I think he just reads the dictionary all day long. Kudos, Brian. And when we visited North Middle School the first time, that was really exciting, and we actually had the assemblywoman come as well. And we took, it was like the paparazzi that day. It was like all these cameras, but he played it really calm and cool and was very collected. And I can imagine that's how he is when he's on stage doing his spelling whiz stuff. So Brian, on behalf of the town of North Hempstead, today is a special recognition for Brian Liu and all his achievements at the National Scripps Spelling Bee, 4th place nationally. Good job, Brian.
Would you like to join us for the picture? Oh, yeah.
Just wanted to say thank you for the incredible work of our superintendent and our Board of Education and all of our educators here at Great Neck. Really makes me proud. You guys make me look very good, actually, all the time. And I'm going to be off now going to Firefighters Park because you also have a number of Great Neck High School students competing in a musical theater competition there. So last year was also a Great Neck South winner, and this year may be as well. So I'm off. And
Before we move on, I just have something personally to say. I know Brian since he was in daycare. He's a good friend of my son, and so it is a privilege to watch you grow into a young man. We are very proud of your achievements. More than that, we are proud of your humanity and your kindness. Great job. Thank you.
And continuing on this theme of community service and giving back to the Great Neck community at large, we wanted to acknowledge and award our student delegates to the Board of Education meetings. This year, as some of you may know, we had a little different format. Each member of the student delegation was charged with providing a report periodically during the school year. So for them, it was a terrific experience getting to know different aspects of the school district and then actually coming up here and speaking live and in person in front of the Board of Education and the crowd that was here. So in recognition of the time spent and the contributions they've made to this meeting, we just wanted to acknowledge their contributions. So I guess, are we calling them up? Are we? Just going to stand. Oh, they're just going to stand. Perfect. So from North, we'll start first with North Middle School. Joseph Lejani, Noah Kaya, and Yona Gahari. From South Middle School, Winston Chen, Yotang Zing, and Drui Kumar. From North High School, Benjamin Nathan, Vivian Adut, Letitia Kaya, Jacob Soleimani, Nathaniel Davidson, Nicole Haruni, and Abigail Monasibian. From South High School, Olivia Chen, Maureen Bai, Katie Letter, and Elizabeth Chow. And finally, from Village School, Tova Shafran.
I too would like to thank our student delegates for their contributions. This has been a different year where the student delegates were tasked to put together reports to present to the board of all the things happening at the secondary level across the district, not just the building they represent, and they've done a wonderful job in helping us to celebrate the many, many achievements that take place throughout Great Neck. It is of note that our representatives from North High are unable to join us tonight, as tonight is the North High School prom. It's taking place at the Bourne Mansion in Oakdale, which means that there are many people in this room who won't be getting any sleep till the last student shows up back safely at home. But we hope they're there and having a wonderful time. They are certainly have earned a night of celebration. The South High prom, as you may know, was last week, and it was a wonderful celebration for all of our students. Next year, there will be a slightly different look to the board delegates serving to the Board of Education. We've asked each of our high schools to name a delegate who will be an ex officio member of the Board of Education. New York State has changed the regulations a bit regarding the active role that students should play in board governance. We are fortunate here in Great Neck that we're accustomed to having students collaborating with our board and giving these reports and providing updates and being available to our board trustees, but it'll be a little more formal next year. Just as we have a table for council, our clerk, and Mr. O'Keefe, there'll be a table on the other side of the dais for our student delegates to the board who will serve as ex officio members. And we think that's a wonderful new initiative coming down from the state, which we'll embrace, and we look forward to introducing the students in September. Thank you. If we could just post the names on the screen. I know we have them on board docs, but I know Mr. Taka is about to recognize some parent volunteers. So as to not forget anyone, we're just going to project and list the names of our UPTC Executive Board and our PTO presidents.
Thank you, Dr. Bossert. I guess what I would say is, again, continuing on the theme of just contributions to the school district on a volunteer basis, and in a way that's near and dear to almost all of our hearts here, we are going to honor tonight and recognize the outgoing boards of the UPTC, the Executive Board, and the incoming Executive Board of the UPTC, and similarly, the outgoing and incoming PTA, PTO for each of the schools for this year and next year. And I just want to thank everybody. As everyone here is accustomed to doing, we all have volunteered tremendously. We've come up through many of these organizations, if not these exact ones, and we understand and appreciate the time and the sacrifice and the dedication that it takes to show up to meetings day in and day out almost. You have all your responsibilities at home, to your families and work, and yet you find the time to get out and participate and make our community a better one. And it is really it is only because of the work of the PTOs and the UPTC that we on the Board of Education are able to do our jobs as well as we are able to. And so for everyone who is outgoing and will not return, we will absolutely miss you, and we'll thank you very much for your service. And for everyone who's staying on and continuing or joining for the first time, we are really looking forward to working with you and helping push you forward as leaders in the community and the continuing and next generations of leaders in this community. So once again, thank you very, very much for all your time and effort, and we really do appreciate it.
As the slide indicates, the incoming co-presidents of the UPTC for 25 and 26 will be Mrs. Marissa Brandeis-Gruminian and Mr. Doug Brenner, who are with us tonight and actively participating in the meeting, as Mr. Brenner has taken on the challenge of creating the Rebel Blazer logo using AI in 30 seconds or less. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Rebel Blazer. The Rebel Blazer, the Rebel Blazer. Copyright, Doug Brenner. Okay. Yes, it is the moment we've all been waiting for. The last phase of earning tenure in the Great Neck Public School District is attending and experiencing the meeting in which you are awarded tenure. So we thank you for your patience and the patience of all the special guests, family, and friends we have here tonight. But tonight is a culminating event to what has been either a 3 or 4 year journey. At a prior meeting of the Board of Education, the board gladly and enthusiastically accepted the recommendation for candidates for tenure from both our secondary schools and our elementary buildings. Tonight gives us the opportunity to recognize those who will be tenured upon return in September at the elementary level. Tenure is something that is earned. It is not a right afforded to individuals. The individuals that are being presented tonight are amongst the most outstanding members of our faculty and staff and administration. They have demonstrated themselves to present with a level of excellence that we want for each of our students and that our students deserve and certainly enjoy. It was without hesitation that these candidates were brought forward because of the positive relationships that they've been able to form and the wonderful achievements they've all made in the positions that they hold. So we're looking forward to hearing more about them from those that were able to make the recommendation. And to begin with that, I'd like to call upon our host and our E.M. Baker principal, Dr. Michael Grimaldi.
Christine Eshaw, come on down. Keep me company at the podium. Good evening, President Tock, all BOE trustees, Dr. Bossert, cabinet, colleagues, friends, and guests. I have the privilege of briefly highlighting an educator who has called E.M. Baker School her home for the past 4 years. The E.M. Baker tenure class of 2025 began in 2021, and it was a class of 1, Miss Christine Eshaw, kindergarten. September of 2021 was the first year following the pandemic. Regular or more traditional teaching was beginning to take place as all children returned back to in-person instruction. I'm sure many of us in this room remember those days. Fortunately for Christine, while it was her first year of her probationary track at Baker, she had some experience under that teaching belt of hers, and she was ready to tackle the challenges of addressing the academic and emotional needs of kindergartners readjusting to a classroom environment. Some of these prior roles included extensive literacy experience in her career in New York City and Island Trees, as well as a part-time reading specialist right here at JFK Elementary. As a kindergarten teacher at Baker these past 4 years, Christine has demonstrated the ability to balance play-based learning with foundational academics. She creates a nurturing environment where kindergartners thrive. She employs research-based literacy strategies and thoughtfully designed classroom centers. Her morning meeting rituals ensure that even the shyest of children feel comfortable participating. Beyond her classroom walls, Christine contributed as a member of Baker's Student Behavior Committee and has maintained a strong parent relationship with programs like our Careers, Hobbies, and Talents Week. As Dr. Bossert reminds us, the race for excellence has no finish line. Receiving tenure is not the end of the road or the race, but it's just the beginning of a new turn or a new leg. I look forward to Christine's continued professional growth in the years to come, as is Mr. Giamondo, because I would be remiss not to mention that Christine will be taking her talents right down the block to 1A Grassfield Road in Kings Point next school year. based on the district's enrollment needs. However, while myself and Baker will miss Christine dearly, I must say that there's something beautifully poetic about starting next school year in the school building where she began as an hourly reading teacher, but she'll be returning as a tenured member of the JFK faculty. I thank the Board of Education for supporting Christine's tenure recommendation. Congratulations, Christine.
And now from the aforementioned JFK Elementary School, Mr. Ron Gimondo.
Mr. Modesto, team. Matt, Christina, Jesus, Kelly. Thank you. All right. Good evening. Good evening. Before I begin my brief remarks for the exceptional JFK staff members on receiving tenure, I would be remiss if I did not thank the Board of Education for their support for elementary school counselors and congratulate Marissa Ruffus, our first elementary school counselor tenure recipient, for dedicating her time between JFK and Lakeville. Marissa will also be joining the Lakeville staff standing this evening. Thank you, Board of Education. Additionally, I would like to congratulate Michelle Bell, who was on track to receive tenure as the assistant principal at JFK a few years ago before becoming the beloved principal of the Parkville School. This year, Michelle served as the co-president of the Nassau County Elementary Principals Association. Michelle, congrats on your tenure. You're an asset to the Great Neck Public Schools. Michelle. It is an honor to celebrate the significant accomplishments of Matt Ferrara, Christina Caruso, Jesus Modesto, and Dr. Kelly Hone. Tenure is a testament to the profound dedication, unwavering commitment, and the invaluable experience each of these individuals brings to the JFK school community. I have seen firsthand their exceptional teaching skills, whether it's in the dynamic environment of general education, the specialized and compassionate world of special education, or the vibrant and inspiring realm of art education. Their classrooms are places where students are encouraged to explore, discover, grow, and excel. Beyond their work, their remarkable work in the classroom, what truly sets Matt, Christina, Jesus, and Kelly apart are the daily acts of care, compassion they extend to our students. It's the extra minute they spend listening, guiding, supporting with genuine concern that makes the real difference in the lives of our students. These are the moments that truly define what it means to be an educator at JFK. Mrs. Chang and I always say JFK excels due to the incredible staff, and every tenured staff member that embodies the spirit of service is what makes JFK such a special place. This JFK team has consistently volunteered their time to serve on or chair various committees, lending their expertise and insights to improve our school by their willingness to go above and beyond their everyday responsibilities speaks volumes about their commitment to our students. So, to Matt Ferrara, Christina Caruso, Jesus Modesto, and Dr. Kelly Hone, on behalf of the entire JFK family, thank you. Thank you for your passion, care, and dedication. We are incredibly proud of all you've accomplished and look forward to your continued contributions to our school and our students. Congratulations. Finally, I would like to say happy birthday to Dr. Hone's identical twin boys, Liam and Kevin, who are here tonight to celebrate their mom's tenure recognition on their 10th birthday, June 17th.
Thank you. Congrats. Congrats.
At this time, I'd like to call upon our Blue Ribbon School of Excellence, Lakeville Elementary Principal, Miss Emily Zucal.
There they are. President Tuck, members of the Board of Education, Dr. Bossert, Central Office administrators, ladies and gentlemen. First, there was a time when Parkville's call letters were LAP, which stood for Lakeville at Parkville. And it has always been my pleasure, Michelle, to share the elementary school experience with you as an administrator. And I, like Ron before me, and lots of people in this room are very, very happy for you tonight to be receiving your tenure. So well done. Yeah? Yay, great. Thank you. It is my pleasure this evening to present 4 outstanding individuals for tenure in the Great Neck Public Schools. Lakeville's 2025 tenure class honors the efforts of school psychologist Dr. Ashley Andrews, classroom teacher Grace Chai, reading recovery teacher Laura Press, and guidance counselor for both JFK and Lakeville, Marissa Ruffus. These individuals standing before you have several important qualities and professional characteristics in common. First and foremost, all 4 of these individuals demonstrate a strong commitment to supporting students academically, socially, and emotionally. A recurring theme in all of their tenure recommendations is their significant positive impact on student well-being, development, and academic success. They are all 4 noted for creative, supportive environments for students. Dr. Andrews supports students through assessment, counseling, and behavior plans. Ms. Chai differentiates instruction and creates an inclusive classroom for each and every learner in her class. Ms. Press supports early literacy through highly individualized reading instruction in a manner that is equal parts urgent and kind. Ms. Ruffus fosters emotional resilience and coping strategies through guidance counseling in a variety of settings. She teaches whole class lessons, facilitates conversations among smaller groups of students who are working on issues concerning friendships, stress management, self-esteem, and works with individual children as needed. In their own way, each professional here uses data or observation to inform and improve their practice. Their reflective and data-informed approaches include the use of standardized assessments to guide interventions, the incorporation of student needs and workshop learning into instructional planning, tailoring of instruction based on observed behaviors, and responding to student needs through informed plans based on student feedback. All 4 are noted for their strong collaboration with peers, families, and broader school communities. Whether consulting with teachers, parents, administrators, collaborating with co-teachers and grade-level colleagues, co-chairing building level committees, or working across 2 schools to develop strong relationships with the members of 2 school communities, these individuals have demonstrated that they are skilled members of a team. In a variety of ways, each of them goes above and beyond their basic responsibilities to support building-wide or district initiatives. Dr. Andrews provides professional development in many ways, from faculty meeting presentations to one-on-one coaching conversations, and everything in between. Ms. Chai has been asked to adapt her content across grade levels more than once, and she has done so each time with great success. In addition to all that she does in the reading room, Ms. Press leads literacy events and contributes widely to Lakeville's website content and committee work. Ms. Ruffus takes an active role in developing a guidance curriculum and managing programming in 2 schools, as well as helping to bring mental health initiatives to both schools in which she works. Finally, and with great respect to professionalism and ethical conduct, each is recognized for maintaining high ethical standards, consistently upholding ethical guidelines, and demonstrating integrity in their professional conduct. They all reflect a growth mindset, and they all engage in continuous professional learning and improvement of someone in a probationary position or of someone long tenured who could really ask for anything more. It is with great pleasure and without hesitation that I recognize Lakeville's 2025 tenure class, Dr. Ashley Andrews, Grace Chai, Laura Press, and Marissa Ruffus, for tenure in the Great Neck Public Schools.
At this time, I'd like to call upon our Saddle Rock principal, Miss Lucy Bradley.
Like that. I want a high five. President Talk, members of the board, Dr. Bossert, central office administrators, colleagues, family, and friends. It is a true honor to speak before you this evening to celebrate 2 remarkable educators receiving tenure in the Great Neck Public Schools. Tonight, we recognize not only a professional milestone, but also the lasting impact that Emily Roach and Connor Riley have had on the Saddle Rock community. Emily and Connor arrived at Saddle Rock from very different paths, but both brought deep sense of purpose and passion for students that quickly became evident. Their journeys, while unique, are united by a shared belief that the potential of every child. Emily, a proud Ithaca graduate and dedicated musician, found her calling in elementary education while student teaching. She discovered her true joy working with her youngest learners, watching the spark in their eyes as they explored music for the first time. Her calm presence, encouragement, and contagious love of music helped students feel confident and valued. Connor's journey was less traditional. A former sports journalist and restaurant manager, he was inspired by his niece and nephew's love of learning. That joy led him to teaching, where his energy and creativity quickly found a home. Connor has a unique gift for connecting with students, making each of them feel seen, heard, and empowered. In just 4 years, Emily has transformed Saddle Rock's music program, more than doubling participation in band and orchestra. This growth reflects her thoughtful scheduling, collaboration with students, teachers, her unwavering belief that music belongs to every child, and I am thankful. Meanwhile, Connor has become a fixture in nearly every part of our school, from robotics to math Olympiads to tech coaching. He brings joy, builds relationships, and leads with heart, always going above and beyond to support both students and staff. Emily has always helped direct countless performances and brought her authenticity to every setting, from school musicals to board meetings to SEPTA. Her leadership style is humble, yet deeply impactful. Connor is kind, and he is the kind of educator who shows up, whether playing in the Wizards game, helping at bingo night, or welcoming parents at the picnic. His humor and care make him beloved by students, families, and staff alike. Together, they've stepped into leadership positions as the co-chairs of the Technology Committee. Emily is exploring conducting and in educational leadership. Connor, STEM and AI integration. Their growth mindsets and collaborative spirit are already shaping our future and lifting up those around them. Tonight, we celebrate you both, not just for your service, but for the lives you've touched and the legacy you're creating. You embody the very best of Saddle Rock: curiosity, compassion, commitment, and community. Emily and Connor, congratulations on this well-deserved honor. We are so proud to work alongside you and even more excited to see all that lies ahead. Thank you, and congratulations.
I have a lot of fans. Congratulations, congratulations. Congratulations. Yeah. I have one for you too. Congratulations.
Well, checking over my notes, I don't think there's anyone else I recognize. Oh, we've heard enough about Miss Bell already. But to hear one more, I'd like to call upon our Assistant Superintendent for Elementary Education, Ms. Diana Hanratz.
Come on. I'm not standing here alone. I was serious. Several other people spoke. I think they might have covered it. I might have a few extra things to say. Good evening, President Tak, Vice President Perez, Board Trustees Ms. Chan, Mr. Chen, and Mrs. Suni, Dr. Bossert, colleagues, families, and friends. I am honored to celebrate an extraordinary educational leader this evening as she receives tenure as an elementary principal. Mrs. Michelle Bell has held many positions in the Great Neck Public Schools. I learned some of them doing this research. Some I knew, but not all. She began as a teaching assistant and then a teacher at E.M. Baker Elementary School. She briefly left Great Neck to become an assistant principal in a local district that shall remain nameless. And unfortunately for them, we stole her back a year later to become assistant principal at JFK Elementary School. She served in that role for 3 years, as you've heard, and was on her way to receiving tenure before she was pulled in as the principal of Parkville Elementary School 4 years ago. The Great Neck Public Schools are incredibly fortunate to have her. Mrs. Bell is a visionary leader who has created an amazing first school experience for so many students at Parkville, specifically because more than half of the school is only with Parkville for 1 year, and yet the commitment and connection that families have to Parkville is extraordinary. She leads with energy, compassion, and determination, ensuring every student has opportunities to grow emotionally, socially, and academically. She truly prioritizes ensuring Parkville students are happy, safe, and learning. One of Mrs. Bell's remarkable strengths is her ability to build positive relationships. She fosters trust with staff, students, and the community through fairness and positivity, engaging everyone in decision-making processes. Her weekly communications, like the Parkville Family Update and Parkville Pointers, she's prolific, by the way. Parent Square, I think some nights I think you're going to burn out Parent Square. She provides parents with a wealth of information through these messages. making them feel truly part of the Parkville family. She also takes great pride in highlighting student successes on Parkville's Instagram account. Very active. In case you don't follow it, you might want to. Yes. See, I tried to get you more. Mrs. Bell also excels at fostering a culture of thinking and learning. She encourages collaboration amongst teachers, provides constructive feedback through regular classroom observations, and utilizes data to monitor progress. Her commitment to improvement is evident in her goal setting. She actively engages stakeholders and sets clear, measurable goals aligned with school and district missions. Her efforts extend to providing focused support to staff, continuing to build relationships with the PTO and parent community, and providing instructional leadership to improve teaching and learning. She plans faculty meetings with an instructional or social-emotional learning focus, ensuring teachers gain useful takeaways. Beyond Parkville, Mrs. Bell is an active member of various district and county-wide committees, including the Board of Education's Curriculum Committee, and is currently serving, as you heard already from Mr. Germondo, as co-president of the Nassau County Elementary Schools Principal Association. And so you understand where Michelle came from. If her dad would wave, he's in the audience. Does he not want to wave? There he is. He is the former president of the Nassau County Elementary School Principals Association. So the apple did not fall far from the tree. In addition, 2 of 3 of Michelle's children are also in the audience if they want to wave. They're probably hiding now. Now I've embarrassed them. Her 3rd child and her husband are actually at a board meeting in Kings Park at the moment because that child is being honored on the same night that Michelle is being honored. So it continues to move from generation to generation in Michelle's family. She is dedicated to her own professional growth, attending local and national conferences, and bringing back new learning to share with her staff. Mrs. Bell's leadership at Parkville Elementary School truly exemplifies highly effective practices in every dimension. Her dedication to fostering a positive school culture and achieving district goals positions her as a transformative leader. It is with immense pleasure that we congratulate Mrs. Michelle Bell on her well-deserved tenure.
Since I am the only thing standing in the way of a nice 15-minute recess, I think I'll... Since I'm the only person standing in the way of a 15-minute recess, what I was going to say is I'm going to keep my remarks short. Those of us on the Board of Education have had a series of events in the last... in the last 2 weeks where we've attended 2 tenure ceremonies and also a ceremony where we recognize those teachers that have been in the school district for 25 years or are retiring. And one of the best things about being in this position and attending those ceremonies is we get to see what made Great Neck great, the teachers who are exiting the school district, and also to see what it is that is making Great Neck great and will continue to make Great Neck great as we move into the future. Through these tenure ceremonies, we get to see the people who are designated as the leaders of the school district and will lead us into the next 10 to 20 years of greatness. So with that, what I would say is that congratulations on making it to this evening and on this award. It is a significant milestone, but just know that your work has only begun because you are now anointed as leaders of this school district, and we expect greatness of you. So enjoy the recess and the cake that's outside. And just know tomorrow morning it's back to work. So congratulations, everybody. It appears everyone's excited for the superintendent's report.
This reflects the next item on the agenda, which is the superintendent's report. In the interest of time and efficiency, I will modify my prepared remarks to just share some good information with the board real quick. Firstly, the thought exchange regarding the cell phone policy is still active. I encourage everyone to participate so we can hear from all stakeholders. Last I heard from Ms. Bowler, we had over 2,000 responses to the thought exchange, so we're looking forward to hearing the voice of our constituents. I think it's important to note that while we asked the board to adopt a policy that is really just boilerplate language to comply with the state law, we are still developing the practice, the superintendent's regulation that will guide what the cell phone ban looks like on our campuses. So any rumors that the decisions have already been made of exactly how we intend to comply with the governor's ban are premature. It would be ridiculous for us to make the plan before completing our thought exchange, digesting what we heard from our stakeholders, and then responding accordingly. So this will be a busy summer, using that information to develop and share our plan with the community. But the policy just indicates that we will have a plan to comply with New York State law. Last week, there were two wonderful awards ceremonies held at North and South High School, where over 150 students received over 350 awards and a total donation from our community in the forms of different scholarship and awards. Over $80,000 was awarded. And it was really wonderful to see these students enjoy their accomplishments and reflect upon some significant contributions over their time at North and South High. And with that, this coming week is a bittersweet one. While we enjoy the celebrations, while we enjoy the passage of another year, we prepare to say goodbye to some wonderful and familiar faces. The village school will have its commencement exercise on Tuesday at 11 a.m., June 24th. And on Thursday at 10 a.m. Will be our South High graduation, and at 2 p.m., our North High School commencement exercises at the Tillis Center. We look forward to gathering and celebrating with everyone there, and I'm so thankful that the board is able to join us for each of those celebratory activities to bring our year to an appropriate end. Thank you.
That was short. And with that, we will move to item 8, which are item 8A through D, which are donations. May I have a motion to accept agenda items 8A through 8D?
So moved.
May I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Thank you.
Yes, thank you to all who have made those generous donations. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The motion passes 5-0. On to agenda item 9, which are policies. And I'd like to turn the meeting over now to Trustee Joanne Chan, who'll have some comments to make.
Thank you. I just want to take a moment before I talk about policy to thank the Liu family for their generous and thoughtful donation. After Brian's spelling bee win, they chose to give the prize back to the school to help other students participate in the future. It was their way of showing appreciation to the school for the encouragement that Brian received from his teachers, and it truly moved me. There's a saying in Chinese, 积恩图报, which means to recognize somebody's kindness and to give back. While it comes from one culture, I think it reflects a value that speaks to all of us. I'm especially grateful to Brian's parents for passing on that spirit of gratitude and generosity. It is a powerful lesson for all of us, one that is even more valuable than the prize itself. And now policy. Agenda item 9A. Second read and adoption. The following policies were approved for a first read at the June 4th regular meeting and are on tonight's agenda for a second read and possible adoption. Policy 5695, personal electronic communication devices. This policy was reviewed and redlined for accuracy to adhere to the new guidelines established by the New York State. which will go into effect on July 1st, 2025. Policy 2245, ex officio student member of the board. This is a new policy established by New York State in order to comply with the July 1st requirement for school districts to help provide a student perspective, allowing them to contribute to board discussions and to amplify student voices. May I have a motion to accept Agenda Item 9A, Policies 5695 and 2245 for a second read and possible adoption?
So moved.
May I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0.
Thank you, Ms. Chan. And with that, we will move to Agenda Item 10. May I have a motion to approve Agenda Item 10A, approval of the consent agenda from items 10B through 13G?
So moved.
May I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0. At this time, we will move to open time, and we do not have any cards submitted, so I'm not going to bother to read the directions or instructions. And as there's no one in the audience who appears to be submitting a card, we will move on to Agenda Item 15, which is board discussion. Are there would anyone like to make any remarks? I would just like to, this is our last board meeting of the school year, and I just wanted to make sure I took a second to thank Dr. Grimaldi, the staff of EM Baker, everyone who makes these meetings happen. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of dedication. Even when we finish, let's say at 9:15, 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, staff has to stay here, the security has to stay here. So we could not do what we do without the contributions and support of the entire EM Baker staff, the security force, the technology people, and so for that I'm very thankful. I also want to thank my colleagues on the board for an almost successful completion of the school year, but this does mark the end of the school year from a public action meeting perspective. I want to say I think we all conduct ourselves well, and we got a lot accomplished this year, and I want to thank each and every one of you for your contributions. And Dr. Bossert, I want to thank you and congratulate you on finishing your second year here, almost. It has been a great 2 years, and I'm looking forward to the future years with you. And with that, if there are no other comments, I would like to make a motion to adjourn back into executive session for purposes of discussing personnel matters.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Have a great summer.